Boris Johnson has been a familiar face in British politics for years. A charismatic, socially liberal unifier to his fans, a blundering populist opportunist to his critics.
Kipper.
His pro-Brexit stance is arguably at odds with his international background. Born Alexander Boris de Pfeffel Johnson in New York, the son of an MEP, the great-grandson of a Turkish politician. Schooled at the elite Eton College and then Oxford University, Boris was ambitious from an early age.
He's the oldest child and said at a very early age he wanted to be world king, and got very angry if he got beaten at table tennis or any other sort of competitive sport.
He made a name for himself as Brussels correspondent for The Telegraph, writing critical articles that stoked Euroscepticism back home. Johnson had previously worked for British newspaper The Times, but was fired for making up a quote.
His relationship with the truth was cavalier. That is to say, okay if it fitted a preconceived idea of what the story was, not very convincing relationship with the truth when it didn't fit the simplistic narrative that he was putting on more or less everything, that this was a threat to British democracy, a threat to British liberties.
Johnson became an MP and then a shadow minister, but was sacked for allegedly lying about an extramarital affair. Best known for his subsequent stint as London mayor, he often points to his successes in City Hall, like falling crime, house-building projects and the 2012 Olympics. But sceptics cite money-losing infrastructure projects and a slow response to the 2011 London riots. In 2016, Johnson became a leading Leave campaigner and was again criticised for exaggerated claims, notably that Britain would have an extra £350 million a week to spend if it left the EU. The day after the referendum result, he was met with boos outside his home. Following Prime Minister David Cameron's resignation, many saw Johnson as his obvious successor, but he pulled out after losing the support of former ally Michael Gove.
Having consulted colleagues and in view of the circumstances in Parliament, I have concluded that person cannot be me.
Instead, he was named by Prime Minister Theresa May as her Foreign Secretary, seen by many as a move to keep a rival close at hand. But his tenure was dogged by controversy, such as when he suggested that a British Iranian woman held in Tehran on sedition charges may have been training journalists. Her family deny this and say Johnson's comments made her situation worse. He resigned in July 2018 in protest at May's handling of Brexit. Now, after emerging victorious from a Conservative leadership race that he dominated from the very start, the task of taking Britain out of the European Union falls to him.
Anyone would find it almost impossible to solve this Brexit problem, and I'd have thought it's unlikely that he will, and it probably will be a disaster. But there is a small chance that he, with that extraordinary brain, could pull it off.
With the Brexit deadline of October 31st looming, critics and supporters alike will be looking to see what kind of Prime Minister Boris Johnson will be.